Oh my gosh.
Listen to this message.
Shut up.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, everyone.
Here, tell Sarah.
Bring them to sit on it.
A bird.
One lady. Oh my gosh, this is not going to work.
You want to see what the principal has to say? Doing a chat. They had one today at noon.
Who's
Get started.
the principal?
I am going to,
Okay. You're right here.
Yes.
It's gonna be so laggy because so many people are going.
yeah, I'm going to,
I want to do this. This is stupid. Så lyder vi til, så hører jeg dronningen.
No, there's something on. Yeah, because she has a
Everybody
thing.
needs to mute. People need to be quiet so that way they can hear what's going on.
Okay, Erica, did you want to set the ground rules for the meeting?
yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us. Just so you know,
Do you mind?
Yes, we do mind.
I don't want to have to mute everyone because then I don't think I'll be able to unmute Jason. So the lower left-hand corner is a mute button. You can mute yourself so that we don't hear all of the background noise and we can all listen to what Jason has to say. And if he's
It's already tapped. It
coming
says
to
mute.
yourself, or you can simply use the chat. Okay. So Jason, thank you for being here today. For all of the parents, we have exactly 100 participants. So please go ahead and fill us in on what you would like to talk about.
Absolutely, and thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm here with Adriana DeFazio. She will be translating in Spanish for those that are listening in the Spanish language.
Buenos días, y si tienen las preguntas, sigan las reglas que están estableciendo y podemos contestar todas sus dudas.
So I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. It sounded like, Erica, we had 100 participants, and I'm hoping that many people aren't trying to get on and are being kicked out. And if that's the case, I know you're recording this, so you'll be able to post this online at a later date. I think we keep cutting out, Erica, so what I would suggest is you muting everyone, and I will try to unmute myself, and we can go from there. Can you try that?
Yes, let me try that right now.
This would be up there.
And then, let me see.
Okay, now can everyone hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, very good. All right, so every Friday, I plan on putting a communication out to our families and to our staff. And what I typically do every week here at Hart High School is I start our weekly addresses to the students with a student of the week. So I'm going to share that with you all now.
Entonces, dos veces a la semana, el señor Dotremont va a dar informaciones de lo que ocurre y va a tener indicaciones de información para que ustedes sepan qué es lo que está ocurriendo. Y va a empezar explicando quién es el estudiante de la semana.
Our student of the week this week is William Guzman. Will is a creative, curious student who puts the exceptional effort in all of his classes. He is well organized, hardworking, and a respectful young man, and the type of person and student others should strive to resemble. Great job, Will.
Entonces, el estudiante de la semana es William Guzmán. Es un muchacho muy creativo y es muy curioso, que pone un trabajo excepcional en sus tareas, en su trabajo de clases. Está bien organizado y trabaja muy duramente y es muy respetuoso. Además, es un tipo de persona y estudiante que todos tienen que tomarlo como ejemplo.
So the reason I want to start the meeting off today like that is I think it's so important for us to keep a sense of normalcy over these next couple of weeks. We're all going to be confined to our homes or working remotely or having a bunch of children running around our house, myself included, and I want to make sure we all continue to keep a sense of normalcy.
Entonces, la razón de esta reunión es crear un ambiente de normalidad visto la situación que estamos enfrentando. La casa llena de niños, no se sabe qué es lo que se puede hacer, el señor Dotremont también tiene niños, o sea que es una situación muy distinta. Y con esta información así que se va a empezar a dar, trata de hacer las cosas un poquito más sencillas.
The purpose of this meeting, if you will, is number one, I wanted you to see how many of our teachers will be communicating with your students, either through Google Classroom, through something called Google Meet, or this Zoom meeting, where teachers will be able to interact with their classes still on a every other day basis or weekly basis.
Entonces, con este tipo de trabajo que estamos haciendo, los maestros van a poder comunicar con ustedes trámite distintas cosas, el Google Work, también con ciertas particulares de
Google Meet and Zoom.
Google Meet y Zoom, que son todas opciones que uno tiene disponibles a este momento para saber cómo van las situaciones, y eso va a haber 2 veces por semana.
I'm going to go through some questions that either were asked online or via email. And then if you have any questions afterwards, I'd love for that interaction to take place. You can either chat in text in on the chat feature a question, and Erica will read those out, or you may unmute yourself at a certain time and then ask your question, and then we can hear you from there.
Entonces, el señor Dotremont ahora va a contestar ciertas preguntas que ha recibido distintos trámites de comunicación, distintos medios de comunicación. Si usted tiene preguntas, espere a que él contesta todas las preguntas que tiene aquí y después háganos saber cuál es la situación y vamos a contestar.
I want to start off by letting you all know we still have a few Chromebooks available here at Hart High School that you can come pick up, and only a couple of wireless mobile hotspots that you can come and get internet at your house through.
En primer lugar, quiero hacerles saber de que tenemos todavía algunos Chromebooks disponibles y 2 de hotspot que están a disposición de quien necesite.
And the reason I say that now is we will be closing that option up about 3 o'clock today here at Hart. So if you want to leave the meeting right now and come get a Chromebook for free for your family, or one of the wireless hotspots that we have, you're welcome to come on down to Hart and grab those right now.
Entonces, lo digo ahora porque si ustedes quieren dejar este chat y venir a buscar un Chromebook o el hotspot, pueden hacerlo ahora. Cerramos la oficina a las 3 de la tarde.
But I do want to make sure everyone is aware that families that have a district student in one of our schools, and they are able to get 1 Chromebook per family. And I'll have a follow-up answer to a question that was asked online for that as well.
Entonces sepan que si ustedes tienen más de un estudiante en la escuela del distrito, la decisión fue de dar un Chromebook.
I already did a new question for you online.
Okay, you did?
I know the workload has been discussed in regards to what if I have a junior high student, a high school student, multiple high school students, and we only have 1 computer at home. How are we supposed to manage that? And I do want to let you know that the workload has been decreased over the next couple of weeks for all students in consideration of the numbers of families that are sharing computer time.
Entonces, una de las preguntas fue, ¿qué ocurre si tenemos un muchacho en la escuela media, otro muchacho en la escuela superior? ¿Cómo van a tratar de hacer las tareas que le han dado? Entonces, lo que han decidido es de que la cantidad de trabajo que los muchachos van a tener que hacer es mínima considerando la situación.
You probably all have seen the district distance learning schedule that's been posted, and classes do start tomorrow. I believe the blocks for tomorrow are English, social studies, although it says history, and physical education.
Entonces, mañana van a empezar las clases de aprendizaje a distancia, y mañana las clases van a ser de estudio social, inglés y educación física.
And what that means is from 9 to 10:30, you will have your English block.
Lo que significa de las 9 a las 10:30 van a tener el bloqueo de inglés.
And subsequently, you'd have social studies, lunch, and then PE. What would happen during the English block is every student typically only has 1 English class. So for an hour and a half, a teacher will be online for their particular subject, English 9, 10, 11, and they would be giving information out or posting information that only will take 15 to 20 minutes.
Entonces, En la hora de inglés, los maestros van a tener una hora de comunicación con los estudiantes donde van a explicar cómo se va a llevar esa clase que están haciendo a distancia. Como tienen horas de bloqueo, van a tener la primera clase de inglés y después van a tener la clase de educación física, después el almuerzo y después la clase de estudios sociales.
And that format will go on for social studies, like I said, PE the following day, math, science, and electives, and I'll get to the elective piece in a minute.
Lo mismo va a ocurrir con las otras materias académicas, como ciencia, como matemáticas, etc. Y va a explicar después dentro de un rato.
But I do want to reiterate, students, parents, even staff should not be coming to campus over the next couple of weeks.
Quiero asegurarme de que ustedes entienden de que no estudiantes, no personal escolar, no maestros, nadie puede ingresar a la escuela en estas 2 o 3 semanas.
If students are concerned about missing work, things that were late from last week, rest assured, our teachers will still be accepting those when we return to campus. And likewise, most assignments will be due at the end of every week. So there's no rush. We understand the stress and anxiety that's happening with students. There should be no rush to get something in the day of it is assigned.
Entonces, si los muchachos tienen trabajo para entregar, que no se preocupen de que lo tienen que entregar inmediatamente. Los maestros van a ser muy pacientes y van a recoger el trabajo cuando sea debido. Pero que no, que cada semana se va a dar la fecha de cuando esa tarea tiene que ser recibida. Pero no hay que estresarse de eso, los maestros van a entender mucho la situación.
Intervention classes will not be continuing at this time.
No habrá clases de intervención por el momento.
If your student is doing home study at this time, that will continue at this time. You just need to work with the particular home study teacher.
Si los estudiantes están estudiando en casa, que han tenido un programa así anteriormente, van a seguir teniendo clases por maestros que van a la casa y de acuerdo con los arreglos que el maestro haya hecho con ustedes.
And instruction isn't always live streamed. Sometimes it's recorded video that students will watch. Sometimes it's just instructions via email, via Google Classroom, via Canvas, pardon me.
Entonces, la instrucción no siempre va a ser de la misma forma, digamos, con cámara presente, o va a ser con vídeos o con distribución de materiales por medio de correo electrónico, con Google Class o también con Canvas.
And the reason I mention that now is I told you I'd come back to the elective block. For the elective time period, there could be a situation where a student may have 2 or 3, sometimes maybe even 4 elective classes when you talk about foreign language, practical art, performing arts, whatever the case may be.
Entonces, puede que por lo que se refiere al bloque electivo, los muchachos tienen muchas posibilidades, que sea matemática, que sea ciencia, que sea historia.
Therefore, we've asked for our teachers who teach electives, health, foreign language, so on and so forth, to make sure that the instruction isn't burdensome for students during the elective block tomorrow afternoon.
Entonces pedimos para esto a los maestros que no sea demasiado presionable la situación de pedir el trabajo durante el bloque de materias selectivas.
For example, let's say you have health, Spanish, and show choir.
Por ejemplo, digamos que tiene canto,
Spanish,
español
and show choir.
y coro y salud.
A teacher perhaps would list an assignment for each of those, or instruction for each of those classes over the hour and a half.
Entonces, en esa hora y media puede que los maestros den las tareas por cada una de esas clases.
Students and parents should expect to see those during that hour and a half. I believe it's 1 to 2:30 tomorrow afternoon, or Thursday afternoon, pardon me.
Va a ser el jueves de la 1 a las 2:30, y ustedes van a tener que controlar porque esa va a ser la hora que van a tener las informaciones.
And you would have, again, probably through the end of the week, or at least a couple of days for an assignment that should not take you more than that time period of blocked hour or hour and a half.
El tiempo para hacer esa tarea va a ser realmente muy poco, una hora y media. Y van a tener suficiente tiempo para terminar ese trabajo en el periodo establecido.
I see a question just came through in regards to CCR pathways. We are recommending that all the CCR classes take advantage of the office hours, which are on Friday, which was the next thing I will get to, but good question as far as CCR classes.
Entonces, para las clases de CCR, tomen ventaja para el viernes.
Yes.
Para el viernes que van a estar presentadas, y esa era otra cosa que el señor Dotremont iba a indicar.
CCR is College and Career Readiness classes. It's formerly called ROP. So on Fridays, we have a setup where in the morning we will have a staff meeting from 8 to 9 a.m.
Entonces, las clases de ROP, o que sean las clases que uno tiene para ocupaciones que pueden aprender, van a ser los viernes y van a tener una hora de información.
And after that, from 9 to noon every Friday, we will have office hours. The teachers either have set up a specific time slot where students can interact with the teacher like this virtually, or they will be available real time to answer emails.
Entonces, después de la información de las 8 a las 9 de la mañana, que va a ser, de las 9 al mediodía, va a ser una comunicación entre maestros y el estudiante. Puede ser una comunicación virtual, puede ser una comunicación trámite telefónica o de email o lo que sea, y en ese momento van a poder discutir lo que necesitan.
After office hours on Friday, each department will get together and collaborate in regards to what was been successful that week and what needs still some work to work on.
Entonces, al final de la semana, ellos van a dar una reunión donde informarán todos las informaciones que han recibido para ver qué fue lo que tuvo éxito y qué fue lo que no tuvo éxito, en modo de solucionar los problemas y tomar ventajas con nuevas ideas.
And I believe there was a question again, going back to the electives, about what happens if you have 2 electives during that time period. Again, the hour and a half block is not used specifically for one class. The hour and a half block is a block of time of which teachers in those departments, and yes, to answer the question, economics does fall in the history department, it's social studies class. The hour and a half is set up so teachers can utilize that time period to set up an assignment that will be posted by that time, or live instruction like this. And again, elective teachers were advised not to have live instruction. In fact, they were advised to have video recordings that any student could go back at any time and watch.
Entonces se dijo a los maestros de las materias selectivas de no bloquear el tiempo de trabajo, así ellos pueden preparar las tareas, pueden preparar los programas para las clases sin interferir con la instrucción que se está dando.
And I know I'm just going through these questions because I don't want to get them bogged down in the chat room here. How do students get in touch with their respective teachers? You can always email your teacher, students and parents. And if you're having trouble contacting your teacher, all their emails should be on our school website, if not in your class syllabus. If you're having trouble getting a hold of those teachers, please email an administrator or myself, and we will get you in touch with them.
Si los estudiantes tienen problemas en comunicarse con los maestros, traten de hacerlo, trámite el correo electrónico con ellos, y si realmente no pueden hacerlo, manden un mensaje a uno de los administradores aquí de la escuela, que ellos van a tratar de proponer ese contacto con el maestro.
Someone asked a question about not having a particular class during that block, like a history class during the history block. There's no need for you to be online during that time period. It's not a mandatory attendance issue. All that format is set up for is so that students know where to go if they have a English, math, science class. They would know at that time on that day those assignments or that instruction would be posted.
Cuando los muchachos vean en la información cuándo tienen las materias y a qué hora, eso significa que ellos pueden ver cómo está el horario de la educación que van a recibir y elegir cuándo tienen que estar. No tienen que estar en continuación en frente de la computadora.
There was a question all the way back at the top about engineering and certain software needed at home on your computers. We understand there are some needs. There are a lot of those needs in regards to many different classes across our campus. So again, that's one way that our district and our site have instructed our teachers to rein back on the assignments and the workload and be understanding of the situation we are in.
Okay, visto que estamos en una situación un poco precaria, ciertas materias y ciertos temas son un poco difíciles de afrontar en esta situación. Pero como dijimos antes, los maestros y el distrito están informados de esta cosa y ellos están en condiciones de tener más...
When is the school going to open again?
I think there was an audio question there about when will the school open again. At this point, we're opening again on April 13th. That is the day after our normally scheduled spring break. So we do not have school up until spring break. We have spring break off. And our plan at this time is to come back on April 13th and resume our normal schedule.
Por ahora, la pregunta que se ha hecho, la pregunta hecha fue ¿cuándo se regresa a la escuela? Se regresa a la escuela después del periodo de las vacaciones de primavera, que van a terminar el día 10 de abril. Por ahora, sin otra respuesta, con seguridad, vamos a empezar el día 13 de abril con la escuela normal. Considerando que la semana hasta el...
There was a parents' meeting on March 3rd. Why wasn't anything about closing the school discussed then?
We didn't have any idea that this was going to hit us as far as school closures or community closures in regards to the coronavirus.
So do you think parents should have been informed first so we could make do, or just kept in the dark?
Informed first about the school closure?
Yeah, closing the school, that's the whole point. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, we can all see that it's just a bunch of hype and hysteria at this point. I mean, you guys didn't close the school for the H1N1 or the swine flu or regular freaking, I mean, come on, man, get a break.
Chris, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to mute you. We can talk offline.
Jason, there's one that wasn't addressed. It was, how do we turn in assignments and tests? And if a student was absent last week and planned to make up a paper test this week, how are they able to make that up? Because of course we have grades for Friday.
Yes. So number one, two questions there. Good question about the grades for Friday. I'll get back to that. As far as the makeup tests, I think I mentioned that earlier, or makeup assignments. Please hold on to all of those. If you want to try to submit them electronically in regards to assignments, not tests, please hold on to those, and those will be accepted when we come back to school.
Entonces, si había tareas que necesitaban entregar para el viernes y no fueron entregadas, pueden someterse vía email a que sea el maestro, pero si no puede, ténganla ahí con ustedes y la van a poder regresar cuando regresen a la escuela.
Secondly, the question about grades. Yes, grades are going to be posted on Monday of next week. That's the end of the third quarter is Friday of this week. We are understanding, obviously, of the situation, and grades, again, teachers will be lenient with those. Any assignment that's outstanding will not be counted against that student in regards to a 0 in the grade book. It may be counted as missing or left blank, but that should not factor into the grade for the student. If there's an issue with that, please do not hesitate to reach out to an administrator. Each administrator over every department is a co-teacher to the online class. So they will be able to answer questions as well should a teacher not be getting back to you.
Entonces, las calificaciones son importantes y este viernes termina el trimestre. Como se dijo antes, como se dijo antes, los maestros entienden la situación y van a ser muy, muy livianos, digamos, en el modo en que dan las calificaciones. Si llegasen a tener algún problema con los maestros, alguna situación que necesita ayuda ulterior, por favor llamen al administrador, pónganse en contacto con el administrador en modo de resolver la situación.
Jason, does economics count as history? Would that be?
Yes,
part of the block?
it counts as social studies. Yes, history, absolutely. It was misposted as far as the district schedule in regards to history. It should be a social studies block, absolutely. There was a question about what happens if a child is sick. Again, you have plenty of time all week to get things done. If obviously a child is drastically sick and they cannot complete any assignments for the week, remember you have until after spring break essentially to clear everything up, if you will, for each teacher in each class. So don't feel, again, like don't have a student or a child, if they're sick and they need their rest, they do not have to get online every day. Attendance is not taken. That doesn't mean they shouldn't do the assignments and the classwork and check in, but attendance is not taken every day.
Entonces, si por casualidad uno de los estudiantes está enfermo y no se siente bien, no está obligado, no lo obliguen a hacer el trabajo, dejen que descanse. El trabajo de esa semana ellos lo pueden entregar cuando se regrese a la escuela después de las vacaciones de la primavera.
There was a question about, do students need to check Google Classroom first to see which platform the teachers will be posting assignments? Great question. Most teachers do and have set up Google Classroom. We've given them that instruction here at Hart.
Entonces, la mayoría de los maestros han establecido lo que se llama Google Class. Y entonces, los muchachos pueden controlar eso.
But they don't have to use Google Classroom. Like I said, they could email or use some other format, and it's the teacher's responsibility to notify their class of students and or the parents.
No necesitan estar completamente siempre enfrente de la computadora, pero pueden también mandar por vía email.
Jason,
Is there any? Oh, go ahead, Erica.
there was a freshman parent that asked, what if they haven't received their web simulcast class schedule yet? When do you expect all of the students to have their schedules from their teachers today?
Meaning a schedule of during the English block, would the teacher be live streaming at a certain time?
Yeah, it just says they haven't received their web simulcast.
Hi, that was me. Yes, so my other son who goes to SCVI has a schedule of classes, and he checks in at certain times for specific classes that are being simulcast. I was wondering, does each student get a schedule like that, or is it more like what you were mentioning before, just blocks of assignments or videos will be deposited in a certain area online where they check in at random times?
Correct. Mainly the latter. We don't have a set schedule of check-in times for students. The only thing that possibly could happen with a teacher is during the English block of time. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the English block begins. It goes from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And it's possible that a teacher would have live streamed instruction during a 15 to 20 minute block of time. If that overlaps with another English class that, let's say you have a student at another school at, or here at Hart, an English 9 or an English 11 class at the same time, we've asked our departments to collaborate to where those shouldn't overlap, if that makes sense.
Entonces, los maestros en esa hora y media de educación que van a dar también el horario de cómo se van a establecer las clases. Si hubiese un momento donde las clases, hay más de una clase al mismo tiempo, en colaboración con los otros maestros, van a tratar de resolver el problema en modo de que no haya conflicto.
I hope that answered that question. I'm not sure if we fully answered it. There was a question just going back, if you don't have a class, a history class, a math class, a science class, something like that, during that block of time, you don't have to check in. Like I said, there's no mandatory check-in times, check-in of classes. This is really distance learning at its finest. And this is something new for Hart High School and for all of you and for all of us. We are doing our best to make sure that we are giving students access to the curriculum in a time that's very structured yet unstructured all at the same time. They could essentially have 2 full days before their next class to work on assignments and be prepared to talk or ask questions of the teacher.
Entonces, todo este sistema es nuevo, tanto para ustedes como para nosotros. Los estudiantes van a tener 2 días completos para hacer todo el trabajo que necesitan. Estamos tratando de dar lo mejor que podemos, considerado con las situaciones en este momento.
We keep coming back to social studies question. Things that are social studies. 9th graders do not have history or social studies. 10th graders have Mod Civ or modern civilization. 11th graders have U.S. history. And seniors have economics or American government. That is what would be within the history block.
Entonces, en el block de historia, los muchachos del grado 9 no tienen historia. Los del 10 tienen civilización moderna.
Modern Civ for 10th grade, 11th U.S. history.
Los del grado 11 tienen historia de los Estados Unidos y los del grado 12, la materia que corresponde a historia es economía.
Again, questions, and for those of you jumping on later, as far as Chromebook pickup, you're welcome to come by the school right now until 3 o'clock today and come to the main office and grab a Chromebook. We still have a few available for pickup, and those are yours to keep. Sign a form. It's from the Wish Foundation. Thank you, Wish, for giving those to us free of charge.
Does it have to be a student or can a parent pick it up?
It can be either. We just need to make sure we have we just need to make sure it's a student from Hart High School that's coming to pick it up. For the student of Hart High School.
Entonces, otra vez repetimos, tenemos algunos Chromebooks todavía aquí en la escuela. Están más que bienvenidos de venir aquí a la oficina y recogerlos. Asegúrense de que tienen un documento de identificación que el niño es de esta escuela. Y esos son para que ustedes lo conserven y lo tengan en su regalo de parte de la Fundación Wish para ustedes. No tienen que regresar esos Chromebooks.
Clarification on the schedule that was sent out. Monday, Wednesday afternoon is PE, yes. Tuesday, Thursday afternoon is elective. Pardon me, I had that backwards. Electives on Mondays and Wednesdays, PE on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It did not change, sorry.
Okay, el horario para educación y electives es lo mismo que habíamos dicho al inicio, en los mismos días.
What was sent out is definitely still solid. There's been no changes to what was sent out.
Entonces, no hay cambios de lo que hemos mandado últimamente. O sea, todo se va, es como lo que se dijo al inicio del programa.
We have some more things to get to, but I'm just trying to catch up on the questions. Athletic PE classes, their grades will not be affected. Most likely, coaches will be sending out activity logs, physical fitness activity logs that students will participate in and submit when we return.
Los maestros de educación física van a dar material a los muchachos para que tengan actividades físicas que tienen que encapsularlo en una hoja para demostrar lo que han hecho y se va a tener que entregar cuando regresen aquí a la escuela después de las vacaciones.
Jason, can you reiterate, a parent is asking that if a teacher does something on a live stream, will they be recording the live stream to be viewed afterwards?
Yes, we've strongly suggested that they do that so that the access for students can be viewed at any time, just like this meeting. Thank you for setting this up, Erica, and recording it. Hopefully more parents can get this information once we post it online. But yes, absolutely, we've suggested that. If a teacher is going to do something live, we've highly suggested that they record it so that it can be accessible later on.
Entonces, si alguien va a hacer, si los maestros van a tener comunicación, trámite vídeo, se recomienda que graben esa registración para así después se puede rever con el tiempo en el futuro.
Yes, student service classes will just be a pass. There's no need to stress over student services at this point. There's no instruction for student service.
Okay, los estudiantes que tienen como materia servicio estudiantil no tienen que preocuparse, es una materia que recibe pasar o no pasar, no hay trabajo para que ellos hagan, o sea, no hay un problema para ellos.
I would be fairly certain, though, that teachers would appreciate if a student service wanted to go grab a Starbucks and bring it to them, or Honu coffee, rather, Honu.
Estamos seguros de que los maestros van a apreciar si el muchacho que hace servicio estudiantil toma una taza de café de algún lado y se lo da al maestro.
That was a joke, just to make sure we're clear.
No, es una broma. No, no es cierto, pero es una broma.
And yes, band is an elective. That's performing arts, and they would be in the elective time frame.
Entonces el grupo de banda de orquesta está considerado como una elective y está en el grupo de electivas.
A couple of positives right now for students and parents that are probably wondering, CASP testing probably will be delayed. We will not come back the week of after spring break if we get to come back then and start up with CASP testing most likely.
No.
No.
Entonces, por lo que se refiere a la prueba CASP, no se preocupen porque no van a tener esa prueba cuando regresemos después de las vacaciones.
There's also been a lot of discussion about AP testing and the anxiety that goes into preparing and taking the AP tests. There's been a lot of talk. Well, number one, there's been a talk of that time window of testing will be delayed. There's also been talk of testing that will be at the discretion of the site when they feel students are ready. There's more to come on that.
Entonces había mucha confusión y un poco de ansiedad por lo que se refiere a los estudios de avanzados, de colocación avanzada. No se preocupen, es una cosa que estamos trabajando, no queremos que los muchachos se pongan ansiosos sobre eso. Se va a dar más información una vez que los muchachos regresen a la escuela.
There's also been a question about required to make up any school days that we're missing into the start of the summer. And as of this point, no, we will not be extending our school year. This distance learning model allows us to provide continuous education without the need to extend the school year.
Otra pregunta que hubo es si se van a tener que rehacer estos días de escuela durante el verano, en modo de que el año escolar se extienda. No, eso no va a ser, porque el aprendizaje a distancia está proveyendo con los estudiantes la educación sin que necesiten tener una extensión del año escolar.
You were all, check your emails, you were all sent an email today about food service in the Santa Clarita Valley over the next few weeks in regards to families. Well, any family that has a student under the age of 18 can go pick up lunch from noon to 1 every single day at certain locations.
Entonces, controlen su correo electrónico porque van a recibir información sobre alimentos. El Centro de Alimentos de la ciudad de Santa Clarita ha establecido ciertos días, ciertas horas y ciertas locaciones donde sus niños pueden recoger un almuerzo.
There are many different locations around the valley. Many of them are elementary schools. I believe the ones closest to Hart are at Newhall Elementary and Peachland Elementary, but also some of our Hart District junior highs are offering this, Rancho Pico, Rio Norte, and La Mesa.
Entonces hay distintas locaciones donde pueden encontrar esto. Los más cercas a nuestra escuela es la escuela de Newhall, Peachland, Wiley Canyon y McGraw. También hay otros, Rio Vista, que están... Rio Norte, Rancho Pico, también hacen lo mismo.
In regards to Chromebooks, I know, again, people keep coming in and out. I want to make sure we hear this loud and clear. Chromebooks still are available here at Hart today until 3 o'clock. After today, we don't know of the availability, but we still do have some here at Hart if you'd like that. And speaking of which, many of you have already seen this information, but if you need internet at home, we still have a couple of wireless hotspots here at Hart to also check out. But if you want to get internet at home for free over the next 60 days and you do not previously not had Spectrum internet, they're offering you to enroll in a program that gives you free internet or at least waive the installation fees over the next 60 days and call the number 844-488-8395.
Entonces, reitero otra vez, hay todavía algunos Chromebooks aquí y hay un par de hotspots que se pueden dar a los muchachos. Otra cosa que quería informarle es que Spectrum tiene una oferta que si no han sido clientes de Spectrum, ellos están ofreciendo un servicio de 60 días de servicio libre, donde pueden tener instalación del internet. Y si están interesados, pueden llamar al número de teléfono 488-8395 y tener más información de lo que pueden obtener.
Erica, yes, I'll let you update them on SAT. Let me just answer a couple of these questions. Freshman seminar, yes, that is an elective. And in regards to graduation, we're still at this point holding graduation on a normal day and time. If you do not pass your classes and there are graduation requirements, no, you would not be able to walk. So make sure you continue to turn in assignments and stay up on your classwork.
Ok, Freshman Seminar es sí una materia electiva. No se preocupen sobre eso. La graduación va a seguir, está prevista para el día que habíamos previsto originalmente. Las calificaciones son importantes, por lo tanto, si no tienen las calificaciones necesarias para graduarse, no se van a poder graduar. Pero por ahora, la graduación, la fecha de la graduación es la misma de que habíamos establecido al inicio del año escolar.
Erica, you want to talk about the SAT prep?
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know, as you know, HPO coordinates with the company to get discount services and be able to provide SAT coaching for the kids. We do have one scheduled, usually a weekend one that comes around April. I have been in contact with the company and they are actually coming up with an online version of the SAT prep and instruction. So they are working on it so that they can still provide this service to our students and at the discounted rate. As soon as I have more information, we will be sure to get that out to all of the parents.
Entonces, por lo que se refiere a la preparación para SAT, están tratando de ver un sistema donde se pueda dar informes por trámite de computadora. Están trabajando en la situación donde también pueden tener el pago va a ser un poco inferior de lo que se está proponiendo ahora, pero apenas tengan decisiones hechas y cosas más claras, cómo enfrentar el problema del SAT, se va a dar informaciones a los padres.
There's a question on elective and multimedia. Yeah, we answered this before, so maybe you weren't in the meeting yet. We understand the difficulty of working at home with software we have here only at school. Those assignments will be flexible, they will be different. We are asking that teachers don't come up with any new curriculum, anything new. They want to stick to the standards they're normally teaching, but we understand some of those classes will look a little different based on the availability of items students have at home.
Entonces, algunos preguntan cómo va a ser el asunto, la cosa con respecto a la cantidad de trabajo y al material que no está disponible en la casa como hay en la escuela. No tienen que preocuparse, los maestros saben de que no tienen que enseñar nada que sea extraordinariamente dificultoso para ustedes seguirlo desde la casa. Puede que se vea un poco distinto de lo que sea aquí cuando están en la escuela, pero es todo basado en cosas que ustedes pueden hacer mientras están en la casa.
There is talk about rescheduling prom. We do tentatively have a date to reschedule prom, but yes, to also answer the subsequent questions about prom being over a certain number of people, we do have close to 1,000 people that we do have come to prom. We may not get to hold that. We will see what that looks like when we come back to school.
Entonces, todavía estamos definiendo la situación del prom, cuándo será y cuánta gente podrá participar. Tenemos una fecha más o menos indicada, pero vamos a corroborar todo lo que estamos hablando una vez que regresemos a la escuela.
The spring sports and any extracurriculars for that matter, they are shut off until April 30th. At that point, we do not have a direction from CIF in regards to spring playoffs. If CIF shuts down spring playoffs, we will discuss a Foothill League tournament or something like that we can participate here in our valley. But there's still a lot more to come probably in regards to what we can do and can't do in our community and in our district. So we will inform you as we know that.
Entonces, los deportes de la primavera por ahora están todos cancelados hasta fines de abril. No sabemos si CIF va a implementar una cosa completamente distinta por lo que se refiere a los partidos y a los juegos en general. Es una cosa que tenemos que discutirla y ver y realizar lo que es mejor para los deportes de la primavera, y les daremos información cuando llegue el momento.
We can open it up to more questions, or Erica, if you want to clarify anything.
No, I think you've done an excellent job. I don't think you've missed anything. Did you see the one about the 2 science classes in Spanish? Will teachers be working with students?
No, 2 science classes. So again, that's a great question to ask, and something that we know is stressing students out about. There's a science block. What do we do in regards to 2 different classes during that same time? Same with electives. We've asked the science department to collaborate, and I think they're going to do so very well. In fact, our technology coordinator is in the science department, Ms. Smith, and she does a great job of educating our staff on how to use items such as this, like Google Meet and other interactive platforms, Google Classroom. There shouldn't be items that are live streamed that will not be available later on. And if there are, please let us know, and we'll get that information to you or your student.
Entonces, toda la información de que ustedes, de que hemos hablado ahora, de lo que hay de electivas en los bloques, no va a haber acabalamiento de materias de una materia con otra. Todos van a estar en colaboración, los maestros están en colaboración unos con los otros, en modo de que las cosas no se acaballen. Si tienen algún problema de que tienen 2 materias a la misma hora, por favor, háganos saber, porque como dijimos antes, con la colaboración de los maestros van a resolver ese problema.
To answer the question about summer school, as of this point, yes, we believe that it still will be on for the month of July, and we do have summer school here at Hart this summer.
Por lo que respecta a la escuela de verano, estamos proyectando tener escuela de verano, y este año va a ser aquí en la escuela Hart.
I just wanted to jump in and just thank everyone. These have been amazing messages. And when I came on as president of HPO and talking with Jason, our biggest goal was to be in front of the parents and have that interaction with the parents through our Facebook page and Facebook Live videos. And then, of course, having a Zoom session as this. I am recording it. I will put it on our HPO Facebook page. We'll also, maybe we can send it out through Blackboard Connect. I can upload it to YouTube and we can send it out to Blackboard Connect. I know there were a lot of parents that wanted to be on. I'm sorry that my limit was 100 people. I was afraid this was going to happen. It filled up rather quickly, which is amazing. It's great that our parents are very involved, and these are trying times that none of us were prepared for. So thank you for your support in all of that, and we'll just be sure to get it out through the Facebook page. You can post messages. I have several administrators on there, and we all have a direct connect to Jason, so we make sure to get your questions answered as soon as possible. And that's another amazing thing I have to say about Jason, is he is very responsive whenever we send a text or an email, so that we can be sure to get the parents the answers they need.
Yeah, and thank you all. I understand that not everyone could get on. Please, as Erica just said, email us if you have any questions at all. We want to be here for you. We want to be able to answer questions. Administrators don't teach classes during these blocks, so we are here to answer your questions and help you along throughout this entire process. We know it's stressful. We know over the next couple weeks, there's a lot of unknown. And so us doing this together is really helpful, and us keeping these connections is even more important. We've told our staff that so much because most of our teachers are here for the right reasons, and they're here to work with your students, and they're going to miss them immensely over the next few weeks. So thank you very much, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day and week.
Ok, muchas gracias por su atención, y esperemos que cualquier duda que ustedes tengan, cualquier problema que estén enfrentando, pónganse en comunicación con nosotros. El señor Dotremont, con nuestros administradores, no son maestros, pero son administradores que están aquí en la escuela, disponibles a ayudarlos y a tratar de que este momento tan difícil se pueda sobrevivir, y con paciencia y con entendimiento y con comunicación. Muchas gracias.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.